Look, the quality of your life is determined by the quality of questions that you ask. If you want better answers, you got to ask better questions. I don't care if you're a billionaire or a barista. If you ask yourself these 5 questions, they can absolutely transform the quality of your life. The first question is, what am I going to do this year that I'm still going to be talking about when I'm 80? The reason why I love this question is it forces you to think about what I call dividend memories. Dividend memories are those memories that are so exceptional, so powerful that you constantly think about them until your deathbed. And every time you think about them, you physiologically get the rewards of actually having experienced them. So instead of having to go on 100 vacations, you can remember that one trip. You can talk about it hundreds of times with your friends, and you get those emotions of ecstasy and awe and joy. They're memories that are so profound that they keep paying dividends for you for the rest of your life. And at the end of the day, the quality of your life is really about the quality of your experiences. And so if you create these incredible, unforgettable experiences that you can talk about for the rest of your life, there's nothing that has higher return on investment. Consciously think, what are you going to do this year that you are still going to be talking about when you're 80? Plan something epic. Don't let it happen by chance. Figure out what are some of the biggest bucket list items you want to do. What are the biggest dreams you have? What's something that really scares you? And commit to doing one thing this year that you know for without a doubt you are going to be talking about when you're 80 years old. You'll thank me later. The second question is, what is the one goal that, if accomplished, would have the greatest positive impact on my life? The problem with us as humans is we have so many desires, we have a hard time focusing. We might have a list of 20 goals, but we don't know which to prioritize, and so we're never really achieving any of them. If you want to do something extraordinary and you want to really level up your life, you have to have maniacal focus. And so the best way I've learned how to do this is just make a free-form list of all your goals. Write down all the goals that you want. It could be 10, it could be 100. But I want you then, as a step number 2, to refine that down to 5 goals. And then from those 5, look at the one goal that would have the biggest positive impact on your life. That would make all the other goals either easier or irrelevant because of how powerful achieving that goal would be. For instance, if you want to be great at tennis, you want to be a great salsa dancer, you want to make a bunch of money, you want to be in 1% physical shape, which one of those goals would actually be the highest leverage point for the others? If you're really out of shape, maybe getting really fit would give you the confidence and the energy to excel in all the other areas. If you're already decently fit, but you don't have any money, maybe focusing on your income would be better because that allows you to have the financial resources to invest in teachers for those other skill sets, or it just gives you more freedom so that you can spend your time doing the other things you want. The key is you have to focus and figure out what is the one thing that I need to focus on and master and accomplish that will have the greatest positive impact on my life. Put the other goals on a shelf, you can get to them, but you need to give yourself permission to go all in on the one thing that can have the biggest asymmetric impact on your life. Number 3, this is a very simple but profound question, and I think you should start every day asking yourself this. What is the greatest ideal of myself that I can be today? Consciously construct what is the greatest version of you look like today, and be very clear about how that person would think, how they'd walk, how they'd talk, how they'd operate in different situations, and really be clear, and then practice rehearsing being that person. Now, at the end of the day, ask yourself one more question, is if I could do today over, what would I have done differently? And that will give you a signal as to where you might have fell off that conscious character that you created. And good part is the next day you actually do get a redo. It's called tomorrow. And so by being intentional about who you want to be today, how the greatest version of you would show up and attack your day, then you're consciously creating a better future. And then by reflecting at the end of the day, saying, well, what would I have done differently? You have an opportunity to, again, increase your awareness and then make the adjustments that you were unable to make that day. But just repeating this process is a beautiful and simple way to rapidly become your ideal future self. Number 4, what are 3 things I know I should not be doing, but I'm still doing anyway? And the follow-up to that would be, what is the one thing that I'm committed to eradicating today? Michelangelo, when he was creating the statue of David, said, I just kept chipping away at the marble until David revealed himself. The process of becoming your greatest self starts with the process of removal, not addition. You have to remove the vices, the limitations, the bad habits that are stealing your power and taking you off of the path that you want to be on. And so just by becoming conscious, we already know the things that we're doing that are fucked up, that are hurting our opportunities of success, that are stealing our power and hurting our self-esteem. You might be smoking cigarettes, you might be binge drinking, you might be eating 2 gallons of ice cream a night. You might be checking your phone for 4 hours in the morning and just totally wasting your mornings. You know what it is that you're doing that is holding you back from accessing your potential. So write a list of 3 things, and because change is difficult, you don't want to overwhelm yourself and then totally abandon this. Just pick one of them. Pick one of them for 30 days and say, I'm going to go without this for 30 days. By that point, you're going to rewire your circuits and no longer crave those things. And then you can move on to the second one and the third one. But you want to consciously go through this process of elimination where you are eliminating things that are holding you back, and by default, gaining power and gaining leverage on your goals just simply by not doing the things that are screwing you up. You might not think eating a little ice cream is a big deal. You might not think checking your phone in the morning is a big deal. But here's the reality. The more that you're a slave to your addictions, the less in control you are. And if you're not in control of the things that are in your control, how are you going to control your dreams and your big goals? You have to control the controllables. If you can't even trust yourself and be able to control yourself from what you're putting in your body or how you're spending your time, you're not going to trust yourself to go tackle your big dreams and speak on stage in front of 10,000 people or go start this awesome business, because you are a slave to your compulsions. You need to take your power back. You need to overcome and transcend your vices and these limiting behaviors that are stealing your power, because no matter what you're doing, your subconscious, it's always keeping track of you. It's always recording you, and you can't lie to yourself. It knows when you break your promises to yourself. It knows when you are not operating like the person you said you would be, and it's deteriorating your level of self-esteem and your level of self-trust, which is the foundation for all of the success that you desire. So you have to take back control of yourself by eliminating these vices one by one and becoming the owner of yourself versus the slave to your circumstances. The last question is less around productivity and success and more around fulfillment. And it's going to be a 2-part question. First part is, who do I feel my best around? And the second part is, what makes me come alive? And these are really important questions to ask when it comes to genuine fulfillment in your life, because you want to be mindful first off of who do you feel your best around. The quality of your life is really dictated by the quality of your relationships. People have a huge impact on the way that we feel and our level of satisfaction with our lives. So be mindful. Who do you feel your best around? Who do you feel at home with? Who do you feel inspired with? Who really supports you and makes you feel better about yourself? You want to spend more time with these people. Architect your life around spending more time with the people who make you feel better about yourself, and cut out people who start draining your energy and make you feel less than and start to erode your confidence. Just by changing how much time you allocate with certain people, you can dramatically increase the quality of your life. Same on the question of what makes you come alive. Oftentimes we are not burnt out because we're doing too much. We're doing too little of what makes us come alive. And so if you can just figure out what are the activities that you love to do that make you just on fire for life, and literally just install more of those activities into your calendar every week. And by definition, your life is going to dramatically increase because you're doing more things that make you come alive. So it's really important to consciously construct your life. Who do you want to spend more time with? Who do you want to spend less time with? And then what are the things that you can do that are going to make you happier and fill your soul that you can start implementing today to increase your quality of life? Just be intentional with those 2 things. And it sounds simple, but just by actually doing this right now before you get out of your chair and saying, what are the things that come alive? Maybe you like to go bowling. Maybe you like to go salsa dancing. Maybe you like to have dinner with friends 2 nights a week. Maybe you like to have a bit more alone time to recharge because you're more introverted and you need an hour of meditation and reading in the morning. But just becoming aware of these things that make you feel alive and make you feel amazing, and consciously putting them on your calendar and blocking them out. That's a way to make your life a lot richer without having to make any more money. You just simply are eliminating things that steal your energy and adding a few more things that do. Yeah, so ask yourself those 5 questions and answer them honestly. Really sit down and think about those answers. And when you do, you're guaranteed to live a happier, healthier, and wealthier life.